Hey there, aspiring guitarist. I hope you had a happy July 4th. I realize some people had to work, but anyway, I hope you had time to celebrate Independence Day and it was a good day for you. We put out a short yesterday where I was getting ready for my family coming over to go outside, and I showed you all the guitars I had laid out. So, how do you pull something like that off? Am I implying that every single person in my family can play avid guitar? No, not at all. Um, I, my middle son Justin, who immediately, once I had one of his two children, one swinging, and my wife had the other one, immediately gravitated to wanting to play guitars. He is uh, a what do you call it, a journeyman welder for the Boilermakers. So he has to travel a lot. So, when he gets a chance to play, other than for his birthday, I got him a little small traveler guitar that he could take with him, to play in hotel rooms when he's traveling or things like that. But how do you pull that off, especially when some of your family is still learning the guitar? Well, you got to put some thought into it. If you remember the video I put out, PASSED, play a simple song every day. So I did two things. I went to Guitar Tabs Ultimate Guitar, and I got the tabs for a horse with no name. Now that creates all kind of controversy. I've heard people, you're not playing it right. You're not doing this. You're not doing. I don't care. I just don't care. Now it's okay if you care. If you're a perfectionist, and I don't mean that in a bad way. Many of the greatest performers and entertainers. I know many performers, but there are few entertainers. Many of them become that way through striving for perfection. Now, you can go all over the place with being zen about that and what that means. But for a family get together, I'm going to give you an example of why I'm not seeking perfection. So here's what I tell them: you got a you got an E minor and you've got this D6 add 9. Now all that is, it doesn't matter if you make the D minor with 1 and 2 or 2 and 3, 1 and 2 finger, 2 and 3 finger. It does matter for other things, but so I don't even want to get into an argument about the rhythm. The rhythm plays itself out as you play a backing track. We use the karaoke machine to play it in the background where we could play along in the background. So here's what you tell people. Depending if you go to Ultimate Guitar, you start looking through the different versions of things, you will see all kind of chords. Well, I chose the one that just simply had E minor and this D6 add 9. And I printed out individual sheets for all of them. Now, for something else that has multiple or chords that you wonder if they're okay or if they'll do all right, like this one right here. Hang on, let me get it where you can see it. This one right here is Jambayla. Okay, well, you've got, what do you got there? You got a G7 and a C. So here's the way I approach that. For those of you that can play a G7 and have learned how to play it or all the other ways, by all means, go ahead. For those of you that want to play an open chord C, the way we all learned how to play a C, go ahead. For those of you beginning, just play that simple 3-string C. Take your first finger, put it on the first fret, second string, hit 3 strings. And for the G7, just drop down 1 finger. everybody's not going to play the same chords. In fact, in an ideal situation, that's chord voicing. If you get a bunch of acoustic guitars together, I used to do this in our folk group, we would talk about who would play chords what kind of way, so we had different sounds to add, to the melody and the harmony and the robustness of the songs. So you can pull out, and two songs is enough. But I want more songs. Well, that's cool. We combined it with karaoke. And I mean, so then you can get the younger kids to singing, which helps with that. But you can you can Google 2-chord songs, 3-chord songs. Google different ways to play a chord. Allow the ones that are seasoned guitarists to play it any way they want. But like my granddaughter that's learning, just, that's a C. I told you it's the first chord that I teach. It's just first fret, second string, because that's the C note. That's the B. The open string is B, and then right there's C. There's your C. And then to jump to G7, just drop down. There are ways to pull off. Everybody's so scared to play with somebody else. Just dive in there is my suggestion. Remember what I told you about if you can't keep up with the chords, just play one chord. Strum the beginning of the measure and time yourself to where you're matching everybody else. If there's a chord change, go ahead and make your chord change. Wait for the 4. If it's 4/4 time, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and play your chord. And then you're participating, you're having fun. So that's how you pull things off. All I did was print out some sheets of paper for everybody, where everybody had something, and then you just dive in there. And if you mess up, somebody go, hey, start over. It's part of the fun. And you can take this as far as you want to take it. I've seen people sit around a campfire and literally go for hours playing guitar songs. And nowadays we have, you can get chords on your phone. You can use a circle of fizz. But it's, and you don't, remember, it's your journey. You don't have to do anything I say. I'm trying to tell you there's ways to have a family get together where people of all different guitar skills can play and still have fun. You just got to watch out for the trolls. If you got trolls in your family, hey, you're going to have to learn how to keep them at bay. What's a troll? Somebody, you're not playing it right. Yeah, whatever. So anyway, but that's how we pulled that off. So, I didn't want to imply that, everybody in my family is some, Chet Atkins or Jimmy Page. Although, we've got some musicians in our family. It's because we have fun with music. So I hope you have fun with music. You know what? You may have no one to play with but just yourself. For years, my kids were young. When I finally got a guitar back, my wife was a night shift neonatal nurse. So I had to play with myself. Now we have these wonderful backing tracks, drum tracks, things like that. So creative ways to have fun with a guitar. I hope you had a great Independence Day. I hope your guitar journey is blessed, and most of all, happy picking.